have a problem with scenarios in The Sims 4. Or, well, I have several problems, but let's start with this. There's like a new user interface for scenarios. It's very big. I don't know, it's kind of too much. Right, before you could like click on the individual scenarios and read more about them. Now they're just like all out here kind of in your face. I don't know, it's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot to deal with. But not only that, I think my biggest problem with scenarios is that they look incredibly boring. These little cards like don't tell you anything about what the scenario is. Like this one, Explore the Night. All it says seldom sleepy, which apparently means you'll get the seldom sleepy trait from completing the scenario. Scenarios now actually have different rewards. Used to, you would just get 5,000 satisfaction points for every scenario. I can't mouse over to show you what that is because it changes whenever I mouse over it, but it's that the little diamond thing is like satisfaction points, right? But some scenarios now have new rewards, which is cool, but I like didn't notice that. Like I played the Best Friends Forever scenario, I completed it, and I got the flirty potions, but I didn't even notice. I just went back and checked. I got flirty potions. I had no idea. Here's my sim Sonia, who just aged up into a teen. And, like, I just assumed she had gotten the 5,000 satisfaction points because that's what you get, you know, when you finish any of the scenarios. No, she got these 5 flirty potions. I had no idea. Like, what? This is called the Best Friends Forever scenario, but I guess they expect you to turn it into romance or something. But the scenario was not clear about that at all. And I don't know why you would only get flirty potions. Like, what if my sim doesn't want to flirt with one of their best friends, who, by the way, are all still children because, I mean, I aged up. They didn't. And see, if you look at that scenario, right, okay, here's how it describes it. They say best friends are forever. Form bonds by making a childhood best friend and becoming good friends with other youthful sims. Play, adventure, and form lifelong sentiments in the passion of youth before entering into your teenage years. Okay, I don't know what about that has to do with the flirty potion. And then you, like, mouse over it, right, and it gives you a few details. It says, these are the story endings, right? Create memories and forge the fires of friendship as a child. Renewed friendship, blossoming love, rejection or heartbreak. Battle teenage angst by carrying the story forward where relationships are tested and deeper bonds can form. But, like, that's not part of the scenario at all. The scenario ends when you age up to a teenager. So, like, the scenario's not about being a teenager, and there's nothing, you don't get like a pop-up when you finish it being like, oh, how will you carry on the story from here? Are you gonna form romance? You know, that sort of, like, that's not part of the scenario. So I don't really understand. And also, not to mention, this is true of a lot of these, is like, this doesn't tell you at all about what you have to do in the scenarios. When I first read this, I was like, so you just be friends with people? That sounds boring. Like, I do that all the time. But if you actually play the scenario, here's another thing that's confusing, by the way, is how these buttons are set up. So when it says new, I assumed it was like a new household, like a new save. No, this is new household and a new save. If you click new, it's going to start a new household in a save that's already existing, and you don't get to choose which save that is. Like, it'll just put you in a random save, like I think it's the top save that you had. Like, what? How was I supposed to know that, you know? Like, that's what I did. I clicked new, and it just, like, I'm in this random other save that I wasn't intending to start a scenario in. So you can get totally messed up by that. But if you click this, it'll give you a new household and a new save. So then you have to make, like, a young adult or older sim, and then, like, their kid. Or it doesn't have to be their kid, it just has to be a kid. Okay, so we got those requirements. But then when you load into the game, into the scenario, you can see there's actually, like, specific goals for you to do. And some of these are interesting. Like, okay, yeah, becoming best friends with Sims and good friends, whatever. But become friends, talk with the monster under your bed, like, do stuff with the stuffed animal, play games and activities at the park. You know, this sort of stuff is, like, actually kind of more fun than just, like, make friends. Because, like, of course you're gonna make friends. But this gives you a few, like, specific things to do. And it says have a birthday party and age up to teen after completing the previous goals, right? But then when you do that, that's just the end of the scenario. And it doesn't, like, tell you what the outcome was, you know? Like, all these scenarios will have a list of multiple outcomes that could happen. But when you complete the scenario, it just says scenario complete. It doesn't say, like, you achieved this outcome and this happened. Like, it just, that's the end of the scenario and you get your little reward and that's it. I don't know. I don't see why some of these goals couldn't be listed where you're picking the scenario so you know what you're getting into. Because this is a lot more interesting, to me at least, than like, oh, you just need to make a best friend. Like, yeah, I do that all the time. Which, by the way, if you want to see me play the Best Friends Forever scenario, I did stream that, but I also like re-uploaded it as a VOD on my streaming VOD upload channel, so I'll give a link to that so you can go watch it if you'd like. I haven't played the Cookout one, right? This is another limited time scenario, but it also seems very boring, right? It's just a sim wants to perfect the art of grilling to impress all their friends and family at the next cookout. Can they earn their license to grill in time for the next big cookout? I don't know what that means. And the story ending is just prepare for the big cookout and perfect the art of grilling. But like, what does that mean? What, am I just gonna grill things? Like, what would I do if I did the scenario? So let's go see, like, what would actually happen in this scenario. And again, it has these, I don't like how these buttons are. They're very confusing. So now that I've made a sim and moved them in and everything, I can finally see what does this involve. And like, wait, this is actually kind of interesting. Like, hold on. Okay, you have to buy a grill, buy an optional cookout object. I don't know why it says optional if you still have to do 0 out of 1, but okay. I mean, that's still interesting. Catch fish for grilling. Make an excellent quality fried fish plate. Make an excellent quality barbecue ribs plate on the grill. Raise comedy skill, cooking skill, and then host a cookout. Like, that's actually kind of interesting, but you wouldn't know from the, like, scenario selection screen what you're gonna do. And, like, I don't know if that's on purpose. Do they want people to, like, click through to figure out what it is? But it annoys me because you have to first make a sim before you can find this out. So, like, you might want to make your sim for whatever all of these things they're going to have to do is. Like, what if you make a sim for grilling and you decide, I don't know, I'm going to make them a mermaid. And then one of the things is catch a fish. And since they're a mermaid, they hate catching fish. You know, like, why can't we see this before we choose a scenario? That doesn't really make sense to me. And like, yeah, this one does seem like a pretty easy one. Although, if you're gonna make me raise my comedy skill to level 4, like, can we do something with that? You know what I mean? Like, if they're gonna say raise your comedy skill to level 4, then they should have the sim have to do interactions with the comedy skill, I think. Because otherwise it's just sort of disjointed. Like, yeah, you'll probably get up your cooking skill while you're doing this stuff, but why comedy? What's the point? It says corny jokes require some comedy skill to pull off, and a good cookout has good jokes. But like, make me do something with the jokes with the comedy skill then, right? And then this other limited time scenario, honestly, it sounded really boring to me. Explore the night, because I'm like, it says a sim has been curious about the night and wants to explore everything it has to offer. Can the sim learn what's out there at night, or will they simply fall asleep? Like, what does that mean? What would I do? And so I saw James Turner's video where he was playing the scenario, and I'm like, oh, that actually sounds kind of fun, because one of the things you have to do is stay up for 5 full days, which is like, that's kind of a fun challenge, right? To have to stay up for 5 full days. And then there's like other mini like goals in there. Why can't you just tell me, can you be a night owl and stay up all night or whatever? A sim has been curious about the night and everything it has to offer. It doesn't tell me anything. And then this one, apparently you get the seldom sleepy trait after it, which I like that they're giving rewards, like besides satisfaction points, that are interesting. But I do wish, like, I wish they could be a little bit more unique. I don't know, like doing this whole best friends forever scenario just to get a couple flirty potions. I never even use potions, to be honest. I don't know, I feel like you could have got something more, even if they gave you like a bunch of different types of potions so you could decide what you want to do as a teenager. I don't know. I feel like they could just do more with that. For example, the plant a sim, the one where you become a plant sim, right? This one, you are rewarded with a super green thumb at the end. The thing is, though, in order to complete this scenario, you have to do a lot of gardening and a lot of stuff with plants. Then it would be nice to have the super green thumb trait before you did that. Okay, that's another thing. Let me go into this. I tried playing this scenario. Let me show you another problem with how scenarios work. I have been playing the Plant Sim scenario for 3 seasons in game, right? I started in summer and it's almost spring. I'm about to age up, right, on normal lifespan. And I still haven't been able to harvest from a perfect quality plant because it takes so long for plants to reach perfect quality. Like, I have been fertilizing these plants as much as possible, as often as possible. And yet 21 days later, it's still not perfect quality. And I finished the rest of these goals like weeks ago in game. These were actually kind of fun, you know, satisfying water needs, photosynthesize by absorbing sunlight, absorb solar energy from plants. Like, yeah, okay, I can do that. But I got done with these so long ago, and I'm still waiting to get a perfect quality plant. I wanted to finish this for this video, but I spent so long and I still don't have a perfect quality plant. I've been fertilizing this with the best fertilizer there is every moment. This is a tiny home. This is the smallest tiny home. So plants grow twice as fast as normal. I have the great soil lot trait. I am doing everything to make these plants evolve as quick as possible, and I still can't get a perfect quality plant. And that brings me to another thing. These goals need to be tuned, because like for a lot of the scenarios, there will be one thing that you were waiting on forever after you finished everything else. So I don't know if they're not playtesting these. I don't know why this is happening, but like, did no one realize that harvest from a perfect quality plant is really hard if you don't already have a like existing well-maintained garden? And this is supposed to be, I think this was an easy, maybe it was an intermediate scenario, but like the plant sim thing only lasts for 10 days. I've had to become a plant sim again twice because it's like run out. And so it's just not feasible to be able to harvest from a perfect quality plant. Instead, maybe they can make it harvest from an excellent plant, right? Like that would still take a while, but like at least it would be possible in a somewhat reasonable amount of time. But I've been fertilizing this from the very beginning with the best quality fertilizer as often as possible, and it's still not perfect after 3 seasons in game. Like, it's probably going to take me a full year in the game. At this point, like, this is Olive Tinker. Olive Tinker is a teenager now, and she has been for a while. Oh yeah, and I've been doing the freelance botanist aspiration at the same time. I've already gotten to 5,000 aspiration points just from doing this aspiration. You know what you can buy with 5,000 satisfaction points? Oh, actually it's with 4,000 satisfaction points. You can buy the super green thumb reward trait. And you know what? This would probably make my plants get to perfect quality quicker. But I can't buy it because they're going to give it to me for completing the aspiration, right? Or for completing the scenario, right? So it's not balanced. I don't know if anyone's playtesting these. They're just not balanced. They don't make sense. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to download a perfect quality plant from the gallery and see if I can just finish this. All right, here we go. I'll just put it down here on top of my other plants. Well, I already completed the aspiration. That's not what we're looking at though. These are perfect quality plant. I'm probably gonna still have to wait for them to grow, aren't I? Because it's not only having a perfect quality plant, I also have to harvest from it. So I don't know. Let's go to sleep. Let's skip till tomorrow. I'm sure I can eventually harvest a perfect quality plant, right? Please grow. It's been so long. Okay, wait. Okay, they've grown. Let's harvest from a plant. Finally. Y'all don't have any idea how long I've spent on this. 21 days. 21 days in the game. And I cheated. Like, I cheated for that. Like, I downloaded plants off the gallery. It would have taken more. It would have taken longer. I don't know. It seems like a lot of the scenarios, their main thing is that they take a really long time. And just because you're waiting. You're just waiting for things. You're just waiting. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe if you're doing scenarios on top of, like, normal gameplay, it wouldn't be that boring. But it gets so boring when you're just like, I have this one thing left to do. I've done everything else. Like, what am I even supposed to do to spend my time? Anyways, let's see the reward trait I got. Super green thumb. There we go. I find that the plants that they garden have amazing vitality, which is like, could be cool, but I shouldn't have to wait that long to get it. I'm about to age up. I've spent half of my life doing this. When, like, I could have bought that same trait. Like, what if they gave you a special interaction with plants after you completed the scenario or something? It is nice. You can easily become a plant sim now, I guess. But the scenario is just really annoying. Anyways, let's go check out some of the other scenarios. So we've looked at all of these limited time ones so far. I don't know why they're recommending these to me, because these are all like ones I've done. Like, why are you recommending scenarios I've done? Also, this is so annoying that I can't mouse over them without them changing. So I did a whole series on the perfectly well-rounded scenario. I do find it boring because, like, all you have to do... See, at least this one tells you what you have to do. You have to complete an aspiration, have 5 friends, and be level 10 in 3 skills. Which is cool, but it doesn't give you, like, a lot of guidance. So I actually did a series I called Randomly Well-Rounded, where I like randomized which aspiration and which skills we would have to do. And it actually turned out really fun. I ended up with a grilled cheese loving vampire. I'll link the playlist to that one if you want to watch that. Like, that was really fun. But like, it was because I did something extra with this scenario, because as it is, completing an aspiration is already part of the game. Like, this is a normal thing that a lot of people would just do. Level 10 and 3 skills is a little bit less common to happen, but why are this? I don't know. There could be more here. There could be more interesting stuff here. Okay, the making money scenario. What do you mean difficulty easy? To have 1,000,000 simoleons? Like, yeah, there's some easier ways to do it. That's another thing. I don't know what these difficulties mean. Like, what do you mean by easy, intermediate? Who's ranking them? How? Like, is this how long it takes? Is it how many different things you have to do? I don't really know. A lot of these that it's recommending to me, these are like, I guess, some of the earlier scenarios, so they're kind of simple. This one, like the Finding Love After a Breakup one, I did like a short where I was speedrunning this one. It gives you a story starter type thing, which I think is interesting. So like, I could see how this could be like an interesting one to do. And it gives you, you make 2 Sims and it will start them broken up with each other and like living in the same household. So that's kind of a cool starting point for a story. I just wish they would like give us more to build on. And then when it has story endings, I wish they would give us more here besides just a sim is soulmates with someone they've broken up with, or they're best friends with the person they broke up with, or they're soulmates with someone else. I wish the story endings were more clearly laid out of like, do you want to rekindle your romance with the person you're with, or do you want to become just good friends with them? Or do you want to move on and find another soulmate, you know? And then there's the Too Many Toddlers scenario. I can see how it could be interesting, but as far as I understand, you don't get any reward traits for the toddlers. So like, the adult will get the like 5,000 satisfaction points, but I don't think the toddlers really get anything. I wish there could be some sort of extra trait for the toddlers. Engaged in conflict. I've honestly never played this scenario. I can just load into it and like see if there's anything interesting in it. It says an engaged couple is rethinking their relationship after a huge fight about how to make grilled cheese. A total meltdown over something so trivial might indicate deeper problems. Will cheesy romantic gestures and heartfelt conversations melt the tension before their wedding day? So then it gives us some story endings. Sims can get married and have no negative sentiments. Sims get married but have unresolved negative sentiments. Sims break up before the wedding, or Sims break up during the wedding. But again, like, these story endings, you could do any of those things anyways. There's no incentive to look for any of these specific endings. They're just like things that could happen regardless, you know? I wish that there were specific outcomes, like if Sims get married with no negative sentiments, you would get something for that. And then maybe if Sims got married but have unresolved negative sentiments, like there could be something extra that happens, you know, besides just, oh, the scenario's over, you completed it. Okay, this time I'll do new, or let's see what happens when I click existing. Okay, so I think this is going to take me into the last save that I was in. Yeah, so this is the sim I just had, that's the plant sim. So, okay, wait, what? This has to be 2 Sims that aren't related, but like they're definitely I'm not gonna do, why is it allowing me to choose these households where people are related? I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna do this one because I know they're not related. Would you like to sign up for another turn? Oh no, I did not sign up for this. I want to stay here. Oh my gosh, I have to sign the other one up. Please. I just want you to be able to stay here. Okay, so it's engaged in conflict, right? This is confusing. So you can recommit, Sims get married and have no negative sentiments between them. Happily ever after, Sims get married but have unresolved negative sentiments. On second thought, they break up before the wedding. Another on second thought, wait, what? Cold feet, Sims break up during the wedding. So like, are they engaged now? They're not, who? No one is engaged. Wait, what? Why did it let me play with an existing household if they don't even have hello? I mean, I can start some romance, I guess, but like, they're not engaged. How can I do this? Because I thought it, like, with some of the other scenarios, you know, with the one where you just broke up with someone, it, like, the person you start with, you're broken up with them, but they're just friends. Like, they're not even, oh my gosh. Can you just like speedrun becoming engaged or something, please? So I can try to do this scenario. Oh, they're embarrassed. Why are you embarrassed? Okay. Well, I guess that's not happening. Now see, this is when a flirty potion would come in handy. Okay, I know from experience that watching romance can help get them in a flirty mood, so that could help, I guess. I don't know if this is gonna work. This was not the plan. Oh, no. Okay, it's still a little bit of an awkward encounter because this dude won't leave. They seem to be doing, oh no, okay, it's awkward again. Oh dear. There's not even a wedding. They can't break up because they aren't dating, so I don't understand how I'm supposed to do any of this. Okay, we can ask to be girlfriend because I'm wondering, like, they're not even engaged yet. Like, can I just have them break up when they haven't been engaged? Will that, like, do we have to have a wedding? So, like, can we just, like, become girlfriends? All right, we're now girlfriends, and now break up. We'll just come over, and instead of proposing, we will break up. And I'm gonna just see if that counts as finishing the scenario. They do have a oh yeah, I didn't even check if they had negative sentiments. I don't think they did before. Yeah, we just got this one. So it didn't even count. I don't know if we'd scheduled a wedding, if it would have counted, but like, so I don't understand why it allowed me to start the scenario with them if I couldn't even play. Why is it like this? Oh my gosh. They do give you a lot of ways to cancel the scenario. Like, look, if you click these dots, then the button down here says cancel scenario. And then also there's this trash can to cancel the scenario. So they make it real easy to be like, no, never mind, this sucks. Well, that one was a fail. I assume if you like start with your own Sims that you've created, it would work, but who knows? I've done the Unlucky Chef scenario. It's kind of cool because it actually does add something. It makes it so that your Sim is more likely to catch stuff on fire while they're cooking. But the thing is, you're trying to reach the top level of the cooking career, and that takes a long time. So it's another one that just, it takes a really long time. Like, I would say, yeah, it's probably hard because it takes so long, but it can get boring and repetitive, honestly. I wish that there was more stuff to do while you're playing it. I don't know. I even added an extra challenge when I played it. My videos of playing the Unlucky Chef scenario are on this channel, where I basically started with a burnt down house, and I didn't let my Sim like replace ovens once they were burned down. So we just had to travel around burning down different people's ovens. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I guess it's hard. It's just also, again, pretty repetitive. The Troublemaker, I don't really understand what this one is. There's probably going to be more things. Like, once you load into it, it'll probably give you more options. It just says, moving to a new town and a new school could be a fresh start for a troublemaking teen. Will you manage to turn things around and improve their grades at their new school, or turn the school upside down with more mischief? So again, this is like kind of vague. I don't really know what the scenario will ask you to do. It does say story endings. Teen is at least a B student and has 5 friends, or teen is an A student, or teen is partners in crime with another Sim and has done at least one school prank successfully. So that one at least seems a little bit more interesting. I guess let's load into this Troublemaker scenario and see what things it gives us to do. I'm gonna do a new one, a new household this time, because the whole existing one did not seem to work well. So we have to have 2 adults in this one? That's weird that the adult Sims have to be married and they have to be the parent of the teen. It would be cool if some of the scenarios, like, you had to give your Sim a certain trait or something. That could be interesting. I feel like that would be kind of a cool way to like explore different aspects of the game, you know? Or like they could make you live in certain worlds. Although I guess that would be complicated. Like if they want to make the scenarios so anyone with any packs can play them. So I guess that would complicate it. Oh, I didn't make the adult Sims married. Wait. Oh, they can't be young adults, I bet. So they do actually have to be adult or older and they have to be married. Yeah, I don't like, why do they have to be married? How does that make sense? It does say they just moved to a new city. Why do they move to Strangerville? They just moved into Strangerville. Great choice. Yeah. I don't actually want to play Strangerville. Okay. So here's our options. Okay, so it just shows, this one actually just shows our 3 different options. Wait, why do you have skills? Okay, that's kind of cool. So I think the scenario actually gives the Sim skills. Oh, wait, and Tiffany has bad grades? Is an F student. Okay, this is actually an interesting way to have a scenario because it sets you up with a storyline. Like it sets you up in the middle of a storyline. Like Tiffany's already embarrassed from having bad grades at school and is like an F student. Okay. See, this is actually kind of interesting. I wish, like, it would be nice if there was a few more things here guiding you, but like this is more of a story driven one, I guess. And the parents, so they have the parents have the exact same jobs and skills, which is minus points for individuality. Like, literally, they both got the exact same skills, cooking 2, handiness 2, writing 4, and they have the same job. Like, I mean, you could have the same job, yeah, but I think they just didn't program it to where the two parents that you have to have would have different jobs and skills. So that could be more interesting, but all right, fine, I guess. So I don't know. This could be fun if you're interested in playing through a scenario like this. If you want to start as a F student in a new school, you know, that could be kind of fun. Although it doesn't really change things when you go to school in a new place in The Sims. Like, school is just a rabbit hole, but whatever. Oh, we also are not doing well with our parents. We have a festering grudge about each other with both parents. I do like that when they start scenarios with sentiments about each other. That's a cool way to use sentiments and to use scenarios, honestly. Interesting. But see, I would never know that, like you can't tell the difference between the scenarios that actually change something about the gameplay and the ones that are just like kind of totally normal, you know, until you start playing them. I just wish it was a little bit more clear about like what would happen, you know, like, and like why do the parents have to be married? You know, what is that about? Like, what? Okay, I feel better about this scenario than I did. At least the Troublemaker scenario gives you a story to play out. There's also the rom-com one. That one also seems like sort of a story scenario. It says two engaged Sims have a great friendship, but the romance has died. It's complicated, doesn't even begin to describe their relationship. So I wonder, this is probably one where they'll start with a particular relationship and like sentiments about each other. And the endings are about like making it to the comedian branch of the career. Okay, there's a lot of options here. So basically it's just, I don't know, because these aren't really story endings. Like, if all of these are you make it to the comedian branch, like obviously all of these are options that could happen. Like, yeah, you could make it to the comedian branch and you could have a better romantic relationship, or you could have broken up, or you could be soulmates, or your partner could have moved out or be deceased. Like, yeah, that is generally the options of things that could happen. You know, like, I guess. I don't know. Let's load into this scenario and see what happens. I'm not going to do existing one because I already tried that and I have a feeling existing just won't work for this one again. I mean, I could try it again, but I want to see what it actually... No, I'm going to do new. And remember, if you click the new button, it'll be in your, like, top save. You don't even get to choose which save it's in, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, it'll put it into whatever your top save is if you do new. Alright, we got a cat boy. Great. Oh, and he loves well, that worked out. Okay, you're also a cat lover. Huh. Y'all have to be engaged. So there we go. Okay, so it looks like we are starting with some sentiments and some skills. Okay, so that's interesting. So they start off in like part-time jobs. I'm assuming that's on purpose. But you could like have them, they want to make it to the comedian branch of the entertainer career. Oh, yeah, it says quit your Sim's current job through the phone and join the entertainer career. I like that. I like that it's like you have to actually join the career that they want to be in. Missing a Sim who is needed for this scenario. Hey, at least they added an option for like, they're gone. I don't really know what happened to them, but like they're not there. So, right. So yeah, they did have romance, but it's not going great. Let's see. Deeply wounded. Okay. They are engaged. They're best friends, but it's complicated. Okay. Interesting. And then do they have skills? They have level 2 charisma, comedy, and cooking, which is, you know, I mean, at least they're not starting with nothing. I can see how these scenarios could be useful if, you know, you're tired of starting with a Sim like it's a completely blank slate and you want like them to have some sort of backstory and something to play off of. I can see how that could be interesting. This is funny that they're both happy because they made a new good friend. You mean the person you're engaged to that you don't like that much? Okay. Wait, what happens if they elope? I'm gonna do elope and just see what happens. Wait, Sims who are very high in romance and neutral in friendship are lovers? Oh wait, so soulmate. Okay, yeah, soulmate is when they're high in friendship and romance. So they get to lose friendship but gain romance? That's weird. They're getting eloped though, so I just want to see if this messes it up. Because none of these say anything about the Sims being married, but maybe it'll work either way. There's your wedding ring. I still hate you, but let's kiss. Well, okay, they don't hate each other. They just don't have romance with each other. Are you married now? Is that it? They're married. Okay, it didn't do anything. Well, anyways. I can see how this could be kind of fun to play through at least. I don't really know what the comedian thing has to do with anything. Oh, it's because it's like I get it. It's supposed to be like a romantic comedy. Okay. It's kind of cute, I guess. So it's like romantic comedy. So they just did, how about romance and comedy? Ta-da! It didn't even say which Sim is going to be the comedian. Like, They could be competing to see who could become a comedian first or something. I don't know. All right, let's go look at the other scenarios. Okay, so that was rom-com. There's also super rich supervillain. Have 500,000 simoleons while in the villain branch of the secret agent career. Okay. How is this one an intermediate difficulty when earning 1,000,000 simoleons is easy? I tried the Extraterrestrial Researcher one. It was boring, honestly. Like, there's no other goals to guide you. It's just bring back 5 unique living alien creatures, and like it takes a while to do that. Maybe if there's one for completing collection, but you could also do that on your own. I wish there was some sort of storyline. Like, why? Why is my sim interested in doing this? What's the point? It didn't like give me anything. You just start with a blank slate and it's like, go try to find these collectibles. Like, I could just do that on my own. I don't know. No skills, no problem actually seems pretty interesting, and I've kind of been thinking about playing this scenario myself, but I haven't yet. But this is one that actually affects gameplay because it makes it so your sim cannot gain skills. Like, no matter what they do, they can't gain skills, and the goal is to try to earn or to have 400,000 simoleons. So that's kind of cool in that it's like actually adding gameplay. It's something you couldn't do without the scenario. So like, okay, that could be interesting if you just can't gain skills but you're trying to earn money still. All right. Proud parent. I haven't done that one either. It says a sim wants to be the best parent they can possibly be. Support your child from infancy all the way through their teenage years with love and attention. Can this new parent overcome all the pressures and difficulties of having a kid and lovingly nurture and raise their child? So it does give a trait as like a prize, which is savant. I do wonder, is savant for the kid or the parent? I don't really feel like playing through the whole scenario right now just to figure out which sim gets the savant trait, but if you have, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you have any experience with any of these scenarios that I don't, feel free to give me information about, what your experience was like playing it, how that went. I do kind of want to see what goals this will give us, though. It is about raising a child from infancy through their teenage years. I mean, we could do an existing household. I'll see if that works. Oh, I wanted to do the pancakes, but they already have a kid, apparently. Oh, the Goths have... Wait, what happened to Cassandra? Oh, no! Cassandra's gone! Is that Alexander, who's a cat boy? Okay. Well, I just wanted to get a couple, so it would be, like, easier to have a kid with them. Here, y'all are a couple, right? Let's try that. So... Oh, okay, you can adopt a baby for this one, so that's nice. Have her adopt a baby, take care of your baby. Well, okay, obviously you're going to take care of your baby 9 times. Have your toddler interact with the Wabbit tablet. Have your toddler reach level 5 imagination skill. Read to your toddler. Have your child complete a childhood aspiration. Help your child with their homework. Repair your relationship with your teen and become good friends. Are you going to have a negative relationship with the teen? I don't know how that's going to work. All right, this could be cool, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if you're doing the 100 baby challenge, it would be fun to start off with this one because then you'll get extra aspiration point or like satisfaction points. So that could be nice. And then, yeah, the outcome is just like, oh, they're teen. I'm assuming, I don't know. I would assume the savant trait would go to the kid because if it goes to the parents, like what's the point of that? I don't know. Anyways, I don't think I'm going to go through the effort of like playing that out, but it's more interesting than it appeared at first, but I would say it definitely does seem easy or like, it's just, this is gameplay people would do anyways, I don't know. This well-rounded one, it says it's intermediate, but like, what? This is so easy? Level 3 in any career, has 3 friends, and completes 2 milestones of an aspiration? I'm sorry, that sounds extremely easy. Like, getting to level 3 of a career, that could take you maybe a week in game. So I don't see how that one's intermediate, but okay. Honeymooners, the way to end this one is just to have your married sims woohoo. So that one also seems extremely easy. Is it like, is that all? Do you just literally, I don't want to load into all these to test them, but like, do you literally just have to woohoo? Let me see. Let me go see. All right, there we go. We have our sims. Let's make them engaged. That'll make, wait, what? They mustn't, fiance counts as them being related to each other? Huh? Recently engaged. Is the game gonna make them engaged? Cause I can't set them as engaged. 2 sims are freelance artists, recently engaged, and recently moved to a new home far from family and friends. They're on their own with planning a wedding and honeymoon. Will they throw a successful wedding to remember, elope, or crumble under the stress of planning? How will they celebrate the start of their new life? Why does it end when they woohoo on a honeymoon? This is weird. Okay. I can't set them as fiancés? No, it won't. It doesn't count. Well, they just moved to a new place. Why don't you move to Mount Komorebi, I guess? Are you engaged now? They are engaged. They have, like, no friendship and romance, but okay. And they're freelance artists. So I guess that's kind of weird, but I couldn't set them as engaged because the game was gonna do that. That's cool, though, I guess. Why don't y'all just elope immediately and then you can go on a vacation and we'll see. Was this one counted as intermediate? I think that's what it said. It said it was an intermediate difficulty. I don't know about that. There we go. Okay, kiss. Oh. Why did we get money? Oh, that's cool. So this is a new thing from the scenario. Distant relatives contributed to a honeymoon fund. The newly married couple now have an extra $2,000 to spend on their vacation. Okay, that is new. That's cool. I do like that. Well, let's go take a honeymoon then, I guess. Let's go to Salvadorada. I never go there. Can you imagine if you went to Batu on your honeymoon? Well, I mean, you'll have a bunch of money. Let's go to let's go to this one. This one's fancy. All right, so we just got on vacation. Now we just have to woohoo. So, like, that seems really easy. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's setting up a storyline. So, like, you know, could be more to it, but this doesn't seem very hard. I don't know. It could be cool if yeah, there we go. If you wanted to, like, start with your Sims just getting married and having a honeymoon, I mean, there you go. But game time elapsed 3 hours. Why is it, that's weird that it ends when they woohoo on vacation. I don't know how I feel about that. As a reward, each sim in this household has earned satisfaction points. Okay. So I guess maybe it does tell you what the rewards are. I just never, like, pay attention to this, if I'm being honest. Alright, well now they each have 5,000 satisfaction points, so that's good for you, I guess. Yeah, that one was listed as intermediate. How is that intermediate? Anyways, I did the plant sim one. In the Moodlet, working in retail, it says difficulty easy. And then the reward for this one is potions, which honestly, whenever I get potions, I never use them. Maybe some people do. Control your Sim's emotions and complete all the goals. See, I feel like controlling Sim's emotions is not that easy, but I guess let's play this one and find out. I don't know. Why can't they give us more information about what you have to do in the scenarios? Like, how am I supposed to know if I want to play them? That's why I'm, like, going through all these so you can see, hey, maybe they're actually more interesting than they appear, you know? I'll try an existing one. Maybe it'll work with this scenario. Let's play as Vlad. So, you know, if they can get play with existing household to actually work, I could see how that could be fun, because you can just play as, like, random townies with all these scenarios. Like, that could actually be fun. I could see that for sure. And it'd be a good way to, like, get stories started throughout the world. Oh, well, that was easy. Okay. Get into a positive emotion one time. Wait, self-care? Okay, wait. So, yeah, so I do work. I am, like, a retail employee now. Do we have any skill? Oh, no, those are skills that Vlad already had. Get into a more intense emotional state. Create 5 emotional paintings. Enable the emotional aura on any emotional object. Calm an angry sim down. Share insecurities or tell a self-deprecating joke to another sim while embarrassed. Take a shower while uncomfortable. Call the sadness hotline or cry it out while sad. Vent or complain about problems to another sim while tense. Okay, that could be interesting. Why? It does say, like, every day is our day off, though. Like, are we ever gonna have work? I don't know. I feel like, yeah, the idea of having to deal with all of the emotions, that is kind of cool. And then the fact that you could get potions as, like, a reward for that. All right, we did already get into a more intense emotional state, so... Well, I don't know. See, I don't know if the retail job will, like, give you all these moods, or if you have to, like, get them some other way. I could see this being, okay, you can, like, pipe work. I could see this being kind of interesting, at least. It's not as boring as it looked at the time. Like, you could do, some of this stuff could be fun. If you just want to, like, you know, play for maybe an hour or two and do a few things. Alright, we've looked at most of them. Okay, there's also this power couple one. Was it a married couple working in business have a friendly bet going on about who will become CEO first? Can their marriage survive the cutthroat competition? Can they make room in their busy lives for more than their ambitions? That could be interesting. Like, I like the idea of having Sims compete with each other, you know? The story endings, one Sim is a CEO, still married, and soulmates with spouse. One Sim is a CEO, still married, but not soulmates with spouse. One Sim is a CEO, but the couple is no longer married. Okay. This one gives aspiration points 2. Well-rounded. Yeah, we already... fine. I'll do the power couple one. I'll see if I can play as an existing household. This one has a more complicated setup, so I'm not sure if it'll actually work. Can I not play as... Oh. But, like, none of these are couples. I don't think it's gonna work. You know what? I'll try it with the bros. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna work because they're not couples, but... Okay. Are you a couple now? No, definitely not. They're not even... They're, like, acquaintances. I Okay. Yeah, so the whole thing is that they're supposed to start out married. So that's kind of a problem. The existing, like, use existing household thing does not work for scenarios that actually, like, set up a complex backstory. Because they, like, barely know each other. They're definitely not married. Did it, like, give them a job or anything either? No. I think that this would work better if you were starting with a new household, but with an existing household, it doesn't seem to work right. All right, let's just look at this one. This is the last scenario I haven't looked at all. The well-rounded, which, wait, there's already one called perfectly well-rounded. What? Did they just make an easier version? So there's perfectly well-rounded, and wait, but it says well-rounded is also intermediate. How are those the same difficulty? Okay, so level 3 in any career, have 3 friends and complete 2 milestones of an aspiration. They're saying that's the same difficulty as one where you have to complete an aspiration, have 5 friends, and be level 10 in 3 skills. How does that make any sense? These difficulties don't mean anything. Like, at least, honestly, what I'd rather have is like a length. Average length, how long this will probably take you, you know? Just like long, short, medium, because some of them take a really long time, and that would be good to know. And some of them are like extremely quick, and that would also be very good to know. And I wish that they would tune it so that you don't have one aspect of the scenario that's taking forever when you're kind of done with the rest of the storylines. You're just like waiting for the plant to get to perfect quality, and it never does. Anyway, so let's look at the well-rounded scenario. Adulting. Great. What is the point of this? We already have the perfectly well-rounded one. Completes an That's not what you said. That's not what it said. Completes an aspiration. It just said to complete 2 milestones of an aspiration. This is not even... I don't know what's up with this scenario. This one's kind of janky. Because on the screen, it said complete 2 milestones. It didn't say complete a whole aspiration. And then have 3 friends and reach... Again, reaching level 3 of a career is so easy. Like, level 5 is kind of hard. Level 6 or whatever. Level 3, you can get that in, like, 3 days. This is very lackluster. I don't see any point to playing this aspiration at all. Like, at least the perfectly well-rounded one is like kind of hard. And it doesn't even start your sim with anything. There's like nothing going on. There's no story. This is the start of what could be an amazing sim. Some sims need a little push in the right direction. They need to be shown the ropes, given the rundown, lowdown, and just generally rounded out. Like, I see why you wrote nonsense here, because there's literally nothing to say about the scenario. There's nothing to say here. Well, that was disappointing. I don't know. Some of these scenarios are interesting. Some of them I could honestly see as a good way to, like, start stories in a save. Like, if you're playing in a save and you want it to be more lively, you could just, like, make a bunch of sims and, like, fill out the save with them, you know? So that you'd have, like, something going on. That could be interesting. Or if you just want to play for, like, a little bit or start a story, you don't want to just start at nothing, you know? Or some of them are actually good challenges. Like, the Explore the Night one seems like actually kind of a good challenge. I watched James Turner play through that, and it seemed actually sort of interesting. But I don't know. They're kind of messy. I'm not loving the way that they're presented here. They don't tell you a lot about what you can do in them still. The ones that do start stories, they're kind of unclear I wish it would give more background or give you more ideas of where you could take the story next. I wish the challenge rewards made more sense and were better rewards. Like, satisfaction points aren't that hard to get, and if they're gonna keep giving us satisfaction points, they should introduce more reward traits or something, you know? Like, I wish any of these would give you something unique that you can't get any other way, but none of them do. You know, these are all things, like, you could probably get anyways. A few of them do add something new in that, like, the unlucky chef, you know, you have a sim who's more likely to set fires. No skills, no problem. Like, your sim literally can't earn skills. So, like, that does add some new gameplay, I guess. Also, the difficulties are complete nonsense. Like, I don't know if they're meant to reflect length or what. I don't know what the difficulties mean. They don't make any sense to me. And yeah, the length of the different tasks just need to be tuned. Like, these need to be, like, played through, and so you can see, oh, that one task takes 1,000,000 years to complete. Maybe we should change it to something else, you know? It just wasn't fun trying to play the Plantasim scenario and then, like, waiting for years and years for the perfect quality plant or whatever. Especially when the trait you would get from completing the scenario would help you increase the quality of your plants more. Like, how does that make sense? I think that there's a lot of potential in scenarios, but like I said, I do have my problems with them. I would love to hear in the comments down below what you think about scenarios, what your experience of them has been, what you'd like to see changed, or, you know, what you actually like about them. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a like to let me know. You can go check out some of my other videos about scenarios. I've played through several of them on this channel, and then I've also played through a few on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitch if you want to see that, or you can check out my VOD channel where you can watch the video on demand of those. So yeah, I'll put all those links in the description and stuff. I hope this was informative or interesting. I kind of just wanted to give an overview of what is in all of these scenarios because, like I said, again, it's not clear just from looking at the little cards what is in them. So maybe this can inspire you to try some that you wouldn't otherwise try. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.